Good day to you. Nice to be with you again. In this episode, I'm going to talk about us, the Palestinian people, 12 million of us, who through our whole history, nobody asked us a question. None. We have been ignored. In 1897, when the first Zionist conference took place in Bâle in Switzerland, they even denied our very existence, and they said that Palestine was empty and the Palestinian people did not exist. It continues in this vein until today. In 1917, when Lord Balfour offered the Jews a homeland in Palestine, we were not asked. He actually said in one of his correspondence with Lord Curzon in 1919, who took his place as a foreign secretary in Britain, that they do not intend even to go through the formality of consulting with the indigenous population, i.e. us, the Palestinians. And when you think that at that time, us, the indigenous Palestinians, made up 90% of the population, you see the injustice of the whole thought and idea. We were not asked. In 1937, when Lord Peel decided to divide Palestine between the Jewish state and the Palestinian state, we were not consulted. We were not asked a question. What do you think? Or what do you want? Just a fait accompli after a fait accompli. In 1937, Churchill, the arch racist that he was, addressing the Peel Commission over Palestine, he said the following, and I quote, "I do not agree that the dog in a manger has the final right to the manger, even though he may have lain there for a very long time. I do not admit that right. I do not admit, for instance, that a great wrong has been done to the Red Indians of America or the black people of Australia. I do not admit that a wrong has been done to these people by the fact that a stronger race, a higher grade race, a more worldly wise race, to put it that way, has come and taken their place." How is this allowed to stand in civilized society? In 1947, the partition plan of the UN did not ask us. We were not consulted. Yet, they decided to offer 56% of the land of Palestine to the Jews and 43% for us. We're not consulted. We don't matter. And it goes on and on and on. In 1948, after the so-called War of Independence, when the Arabs lost the war, part of Palestine was taken by the Jews. Another part, the West Bank, was taken by Jordan. And the third part, the Gaza Strip, was taken by Egypt. We were not consulted. We went to sleep in 1948 as Palestinians in one united country to find some of us have become Jordanians without being asked, and the others carried a passez-laissez from Egypt. They were not asked. In 1988, in the Algiers Summit Conference, Arab countries decided that the Palestine Liberation Organization, the PLO, is the sole representative of the Palestinian people. The Palestinian people were not asked. Another fait accompli. In 1993, when the PLO, the sole representative of the Palestinian people, decided to take us into the uncredited, shameful Oslo Accord, we were not asked. Yasser Arafat, the late Yasser Arafat, and the current president of Palestine, Mahmoud Abbas, signed the treaty without asking the people. Us, the Palestinians, as I said, 12 million of us, ignored. In the 1980s, 1988, when the summit conference decided that the PLO will be our sole representative, the late King Hussein of Jordan took exception. He was peeved. And what he did? The so-called separation, which means he dropped the entire population of the West Bank and Jordanian Palestinians out of the equation. He is no longer responsible for them. We are the responsibility of the PLO. Just imagine the repercussions or the fallout from such a decision overnight to disengage from the West Bank and the Palestinian people of Jordan. And it goes on. Even now, when there are negotiations about the future of Palestine and what to do with the Palestinian people, the subject of those negotiations are ignored. Nobody asks us the simple question, what is it you want? We have all seen the compassionate reaction to the war in Ukraine when people showed support physically, materially, and emotionally, and politically, and is to be commended. What about us, the Palestinians? We have been marginalized, oppressed, occupied for over 100 years. Where is the compassion? Where is the support? I need an answer to these questions, and I need, please, for you all to ask yourself a question and then ask us, what is it we want? Bless you.